Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. We are reading Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami and currently we are on a Shloka 2. Okay, so let's start our session by offering the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kada Mayam Dadatin Swapadantikam वंदेहम श्री गुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांच श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायते गिरि यत्कृपातहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna everyone. Who wants to recite the shloka 1? Hare Krishna. Okay. Firstly, we will recite the first shloka three times and followed by the second shloka. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. May I Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
वाचो वेगं मनसा क्रोधवेगं जिह्वा वेगम् उदर उपस्थवेगम् एतान् वेगान् यो विषहेत धीरा सर्वामपि मां पृथिवीं सशिष्यात्. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari bol. Anyone wants to recite?
वाचो वेगं मनस क्रोध वेगं जिह्वा वेगं उदरभुभस्त वेगं एतान् वेगान् यो विषहेद धीरा सर्वम् अभिमां पृथिवीं शासिष्यात्. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
वाचो वेगं मनसा क्रोध वेगं जीवा वेगं उदर उपस्थ वेगं एतां वेगं यो विशेष धीरा सर्वम् अपि मां पृथिवीं शासिष्यात्.
Hari bol Prabhuji. Now we can recite the second shloka, na? So in first shloka we learn that we have to tolerate the urge to speak, minds demands of our minds and the actions of our anger, urges of a tongue, belly and genitals. And we also see how we can control or tolerate the urge to speak by simply speaking the Krishna Katha. And how we can control the demands of our mind simply by thinking, oh, how can I serve Krishna and how can I please Krishna, and how can we tolerate the actions of anger by using anger in Krishna's service, as a Hanuman did, as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. And by simply taking the prasadam, we can tolerate the urges of a tongue. Okay, and when a tongue is controlled, then belly and genitals, they automatically get controlled. Okay. So yes, second shloka, one by one, everyone can recite. Okay. अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्ति विनश्यति. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण. अद्याहारः प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति.
हरे कृष्ण. अत्याहारः प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति.
हरे कृष्ण
हरे बोल माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याहारा प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमगरः ज्ञानासङ्गस्यालोल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यते।
हरे कृष्ण
हरे बोल
माताजी।
प्रभु जी। यस वंशीधर प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। अत्याहार प्रयश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च षद्भिर्भक्ति विनश्यति। हरे
हरे
कृष्ण।
बोल प्रभु।
हरे
यस
कृष्ण।
रस सागर श्री कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। अत्याहारविप्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
बोल।
माता
यस
जी।
सरिता माता जी।
अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गस्य लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्ति विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे बोल माता जी। यस ऋत्विका माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याहारप्रशश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। यस हर्षिता माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनासंगस्य चालौल्यं च तद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति।
हरे बोल माता जी। यस मुरारी प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। अत्याहारप्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण।
बिग हरि बोल प्रभु जी। यस विनोद प्रभु।
यस माता जी। अत्याहारा प्रयश्च प्रजल्पो नियमागरेयो जनसङ्गस्य लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यते।
हरे बोल प्रभु जी। यस ललिता प्रिया देवी दासी माता जी।
अत्याहार प्रयश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गस्य लोलंश्च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे बोल माता जी। यस सत्यनारायण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याचार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौलं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे बोल प्रभु जी। यस शर्मिला माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे बोल माता जी। यस पुनराज प्रभु यू वांट टू रिसाइट।
या माता जी। अत्याहार प्रयाश्च प्रजल्प नियमग्रह जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति।
हरे बोल प्रभु जी। यस
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
सुरेंद्र यस करुणा माता जी।
अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। थैंक यू माता जी।
यस हरे बोल माता जी। यस सुरेंद्रनाथ प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे बोल प्रभु जी। यस नरसिम्हा प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अत्याहार प्रयासच्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसङ्गच्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे बोल प्रभु जी। यस दीप्ति साहू माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। दंडवत प्रणाम। अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्घश्च लौल्यं च षड्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति।
हरे बोल माता जी। Yes, like I hope everyone has recite na. So yes, like in second like we learn that okay, by doing like too much entangled in these 6 activities, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, second, or endeavoring for the mundane things which are very difficult to obtain, talking unnecessary about the mundane subject matters, and four, practicing the scripture rules and regulation only for the sake of following them, not for the sake of a spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulation of a scriptures and working independently or whimsically. Five, associating with the worldly minded persons who not interested in Krishna consciousness, and six, being greedy for the mundane achievements. Like when we too much entangle with this 6 activities, then like we will like our devotional service or our bhakti will be affected. Okay, so we don't have to do this. So yes, till now in a purport, what we learn in the first Prabhupada say we should have a plain living and high thinking. But like as Nama Prabhu said, currently we are simply living and no thinking. Okay, so then we learn about the primary energies of Krishna, that is Antaranga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti, and Bahiranga Shakti. And like we have the choice, like we have the choice to choose between a Krishna and Maya. Okay, and like one who is under control of a Antaranga Shakti, internal potency of Krishna, which is a Radharani, they constantly engage in a pure devotional service of a Lord. Okay, and then we learn about the Mahatma. Like Mahatma means a broad-minded person. Like they are not crippled-minded person. Crippled-minded person are those like who always engage in satisfying their senses, and like which is the reason for their suffering, na? And also we learn about the extended sense gratification, that the ism, nationalism, like altruism, like whatever activities we do, like they are nothing but they are extended sense gratification. So Mahatmas are those like who can enter in a abode of who are qualified to enter in a abode of Krishna. Okay, and they always engage in satisfying the senses of Krishna, and this is love. Okay, so, and like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one shloka, na, Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tare Bale Kam, Krishnendriya Priti Vancha Tare Bale Prem. So, this when we try to satisfy the senses of Krishna, that is a true love. And like when we try to satisfy our senses, that is a kama or a lust. And this also be seen in a Bhagavad Gita, na, in chapter 3. Okay, there is one analogy. Like, as a milk come in a contact with the sour tamarind, it get converted into the curd. So similarly, our love for Krishna, our dormant love for Krishna, when comes in a contact with this material material energies or this material conditioning, it get converted into the lust. Okay, so yes, then like we learn about, okay, like those who don't serve the Krishna, then like they are under the control of a external potency of a Krishna, that is the Maya Devi, Mahamaya. And like Maya Devi has like his work to make to give the threefold miseries to jivas so that they can purify themselves and again go back to the Godhead. So what are these three miseries? There are Adi Daivik Klesha, Adi Bhautik Klesha, and Adi Atmik Klesha. Okay, the sufferings by the demigods such as a drought, earthquakes, storms, floods, and Adi Bhautik Klesha means like suffering from the other animals, like we see the the corona and swine flu and other diseases. Okay, and like Adi Atmik means like when suffer by his own body and mind. Okay, so like we also see now then Prabhupada said like we have to work without working we cannot maintain ourselves. So like how we should work, that like we can work also, we can maintain our body and soul together also, and at the same time we can practice the Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada said that like you don't have to accumulate more than necessary. Okay, if you have the one house, then like you don't have to desire for two or more houses. Okay, you don't have to work for the 16 to 18 hours for that house. Okay, it's a better, you have to Prabhupada says, even the Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur said, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, like you work for the 8 hours or a maximum 10 hours, and like remaining for 5 6 hours you can engage in a Krishna consciousness. Like, and 6 hours you can give for your bodily for body rest, and like 2 3 hours for your family. So like, but nowadays, like what the people do, like they see they want more and more material comforts. So like they keep themselves busy, like they do 2 or 3 jobs, but then they don't have the time for the Krishna consciousness. So like, what is the use of such a material comforts, and what is the use of such a money? Like even they don't have the time to enjoy their money also, no? And like, like in starting they invest too much. Okay, let me work for 18 hours, let me work for the 20 hours or 15 hours, and like I will get a lot of money. And in that process, like they use their body so much that like after some time, like their body has the many difficulties. And like whatever money they earn, like they simply goes in they simply pays the like hospital bills. So it's a better like we should have the balance, and we learn about the tripod of like a tripod of life now. Like morning should be for Krishna, and second first is a bhakti, morning for Krishna, second is our work. So whatever prescribed duties we are having, like entire day we can work, and like evening we should give for the family and then for a bodily rest. Okay, so we have to like balance all of these three things. Okay. So yes, like there is no economical problem, or there is no scarcity. We see the analogy of a rice bag. How animals, they simply take what they need, and like, but human, like he can like he eat or like whatever he want to eat. Then also he carry the entire rice bag with him. So like even the Prabhupada, what Prabhupada said, like, so you don't have to do the prayasa or like unnecessary endeavor. When we want to collect more, and like when we want to eat more, na, like then we have to like do more prayasa, and like we have to do unnecessary endeavor. And Prabhupada said, like Prabhupada emphasized to create the farming farmers community, na. Like if you have the some amount of land and milk cow, then like you don't have to travel from one city to another city. You can simply grow your own grains and veggies and fruits and offer it to Krishna. Okay. So yes, like then we understand that like the human life is not simply for getting more and more comforts, and like us to stay entangled in this material world. The human life has a higher purpose, and that purpose is God realization. Okay. And we also seen that like from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, and 9 shloka, that like we should engage like whatever occupational engagement we are doing, like they should be for our ultimate liberation. And like we should never perform any occupational engagement for the material gain, or like whatever like you earn from your occupational service, like never use uh, for like a sense gratification. So whatever amount you are earning, whatever facilities Krishna has given to you, so you have to like offer it to Krishna, and you have to engage all of these things in a Krishna's service. Okay. So now we can continue from, yes, collecting, I think first step na. Yesterday where we stopped, anyone remember? Yes, the first step in human civilization. Hare Krishna, Harishita Mataji can read.
Okay,
Srila
Mataji.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The first step in human civilization consists of occupational engagements performed according to the scriptural injunctions. The higher intelligence of a human being should be trained to understand basic dharma. In human society, there are various religious conceptions characterized as Hindu, Christian, Hebrew, Mohammedan, Buddhist, and so on. For without religion, human society is no better than animal society. As stated above, धर्मस्य हि धर्मस्य हि अपवर्गस्य नार्थो रतायोपकल्पते. Religion is meant for attaining emancipation, not for getting bread. Sometimes human society manufactures a system of so-called religion aimed at material advancement, but that is far from the purpose of true dharma. Religion entails understanding the laws of God because the proper execution of these laws ultimately leads one out of material entanglement. That is the purpose of religion. Unfortunately, people accept religion for material prosperity because of atyahara or an excessive desire for such prosperity. True religion, however, instructs people to be satisfied with the bare necessities of life while cultivating Krishna consciousnness. Even though we require economic development, true religion always allows it only for supplying the bare necessities of material existence. Jivasa Tattva Ji- Jnanasa, the real purpose of life is to inquire about the absolute truth. If our endeavor prayasa is not to inquire about the absolute truth, we will simply increase our endeavor to satisfy our artificial needs. A spiritual aspirant should avoid mundane endeavor. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes. So here we are seeing na okay, human got a higher intelligence, like eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. All of these things also done by the animals na. But human has the higher intelligence, and what Prabhupada is saying that without religion, human society is no better than animal. So yes, we got the rare opportunity to get this human form. So you have to utilize, use our higher intelligence, not for increasing the material comforts, but to inquire about the Lord. So what Prabhupada is saying, and what is in Srimad Bhagavatam is written, dharma masya hi hai apavargasya na artho arthayo kalpate. So the religion is not for getting bread, okay? The religion, the aim of this religion is to understand the laws of a God. So by understanding laws and God and properly execution of these laws, we can ultimately get out of this material entanglement. So the purpose of religion is that we have to develop we should get the knowledge about the laws of a God. Then we have to follow the laws, and then we will develop the love for Krishna, and we can again go back to the Godhead. So this is the purpose of religion, okay? And any religion which is not facilitating to develop the love for Krishna, love for a God, then it is useless, okay? But many people follow the religion for what? For the material prosperity. They want a lot of wealth, so from that wealth they can do the sense gratification. But they don't know, by doing the more and more sense gratification, they are not going to get a liberation, or they are not going to free from this, free from the real sufferings and free from the real problems, okay? So yes, economic development is important, we but it should be but doing the economics development, they should supply the bare necessities of life na. like uh, but when you do over endeavoring for gaining material things and material comforts, and when you don't have the time for your Krishna consciousness, then these things are useless. And jivasya tattva jigyasa, the real purpose of life is to inquire about the absolute truth. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. This is the first Brahma Sutra. Na? We should inquire about the absolute truth. Who am I? Who is a Krishna? And what is my relationship with a Krishna? If you're not inquiring about this, and you are inquiring about mundane things, oh, how can I be happy, and how can I manage my relationships, or how can I increase my economical development, and when you have too many material questions, but you don't inquire about the absolute truth, who am I? Even this question was asked by the Sanatan Goswami, na, when he met the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Prayaga, who am I? So we should understand, yes, uh, Krishna is the supreme personality of a Godhead, and I am the servant of Krishna. So my duty is to serve Krishna, and my duty is to love God. And it should not be materially driven. Na? If I worship Krishna, then Krishna will provide me the wealth. Krishna will give me this result and that result. No, it should not be motivated by the self-interest. Na? The service should be for Krishna. Okay, I love Krishna, that's why I'm serving Krishna. So yes, this human life we have to use to know about the absolute truth, and we should develop the love for Krishna. And what is the last line Prabhupada is saying? The spiritual aspirant should not mundane should avoid the mundane endeavor. So like we shouldn't ask the mundane things when we are meeting the senior devotees or like a sannyasis and our acharyas. We shouldn't ask how can I be happy in this material world. Better you ask about the Krishna, how can we get free from this entanglement. Yes, Ritvika Mataji.
Hare
Another
Krishna, Hare Krishna Mataji. Another impediment is prajalpa, unnecessary talking. When we mix with with a few friends, we immediately begin unnecessary talking, sounding just like croaking toads. If we must, if we must talk, we should talk about the Krishna consciousness movement. Those outside of the Krishna conscious movement are interested in reading heaps of newspapers, magazines, and novels, solving crossword puzzles, and doing many other nonsensical things. In this fashion, people simply waste their valuable time and energy. In the Western countries, old men retire from active life, play cards, fish, watch television, and debate about useless socio-political schemes. All this and other frivolous activities are included in the Prajalpa category. Intelligent persons interested in Krishna consciousness should never take part in such activities. Janasangha refers to associating with persons not interested in Krishna consciousness. One should strictly avoid such association. Srila Narottama Das Thakur has therefore advised us to live only in the association of Krishna conscious devotees, Bhakta Sane Vasa. One should always engage in the service of the Lord in the association of the Lord's devotees. Association with those engaged in a similar line of business is very conducive to advancement in that business. Consequently, materialistic persons from various associations and clubs to enhance their endeavors. For example, in the business world, we, we find such institutions as the Stock Exchange and Chamber of Commerce. Similarly, we have established the International Society for Krishna consciousness to give people an opportunity to associate with those who have not forgotten Krishna. The spiritual association offered by our ISKCON movement is increasing day by day. Many people from different parts of the world are joining the society to awaken their dormant Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So yes, now another independent impediment is a prajalpa. Prajalpa means talking, unnecessary talking. We too much talk about the material things, na? Like we do gossip when we meet the friends. So it is compared by Prabhupada as a croaking of a toads. By croaking, the toads or frogs simply attract the snakes, which is the death. Okay, so we shouldn't speak unnecessary, or we shouldn't speak these mundane talks. And this in Prajalpa, there is also now reading the novels, magazine, newspaper, solving crossword puzzles, and such. Like we should avoid such nonsensical activities. Also, now like when people get retired, or when like even the young generation, when they have time, like what they do, like they scroll the reels, they watch the YouTube videos, and uh, and also the Prabhupada giving examples, na, like when people retire, na, they play the cards and they do the like they catch fish, they watch the television and debate on the like useless socio-political schemes. So like we should avoid this, because all this come under the prajalpa. And like when we have the like a job, or like where like we should have the knowledge about these things. So like you shouldn't, we have to reduce the time of all these material things or all these prajalpa things. So like when you are investing like a half hour or 1 hour, so like we can reduce to 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We can simply have the simple a small idea, and then we can leave the topic. You don't have to do the PhD on this, all of these things. Our real problem is to get out of this cycle of a suffering, cycle of a birth and death. Okay, so like what Prabhupada is saying, The intelligent person interested in a Krishna consciousness should never take part in such activities. So, like, yes, we should avoid the prajalpa. Prajalpa also includes the like watching unnecessary reels, watching unnecessary like movies, and like talking or gossiping with the friends. Even like when you are meeting Krishna conscious friends, when you are talking with them, you shouldn't discuss the mundane things. You should talk about the Krishna. Okay, so we shouldn't waste our valuable time and energy, because we don't know like when death will strike, and we will lose the opportunity to develop love for Krishna, and we will lose the opportunity to do the spiritual activities. Okay, so we shouldn't waste our time. And then second is a janasanga. Janasanga means associate with a person who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And we what we learn in us or like when we associate with someone, then their desires come to us, their habits come to us. And Prabhupada, as he quoted like a few days ago, if you want to become a great drunkard, then like you should associate with some great drunkard, and after some time you will also become a great drunkard. So when you associate with a pure fire up devotees, then you also become a pure devotees. So that's the reason Prabhupada founded the ISKCON. So like why ISKCON is founded? Because it will give the people opportunity to associate with the people who haven't forgot the love, who haven't forgot the Krishna. So yes, devotees are those by simply by seeing them or simply by associating with them, like you can remember Krishna. Okay, that's the reason we apply the tilak, we wear the kanthi. And but these are the external, like when we are opening our mouth, we should glorify Krishna. So yes, we have to why Prabhupada is saying that one should always engage in a service of Lord in association of devotees. Okay, you can do the service by yourself also, but like you can commit many mistakes, you can commit the offenses, and like there is a chance of a fall down. But when you do the services, like when we practice the Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a senior devotees, or in association, devotees will protect you. Devotees, when you are going on a wrong path, devotees will catch you and like saying, oh Prabhuji, oh Mataji, you are doing it wrong, please don't do that. And like they will protect you from the offenses. Okay, so it is very important. Okay, we should do the devotional service, but we should do the devotional service in association of devotees. So yes, and and what Prabhupada is saying, the last line, the many people from the different parts of the world joining this society to awaken their dormant Krishna consciousness. So the purpose of association is to develop, to remember Krishna, and to again develop our dormant love for Krishna. Hare Krishna, we can do the 1 or 2 paragraphs. Then from tomorrow we will start a Niyamagrahana. Let's finish this first. Yes, Sarita Mataji, can you read the 2
Yes.
paragraphs?
Yeah, Mataji. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 1 second. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura writes in his Anuvritti commentary that too much endeavor to acquire knowledge on the part of mental speculators or dry philosophers fall within the category of Atyahara, collecting more than needed. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, the endeavor of philosophical speculators to write volumes of books on dry philosophy devoid of Krishna consciousness is entirely futile. The work of karmis who write volumes of books on economic development also falls within the category of Atyahara. Similarly, those who have no desire for Krishna consciousness and who are simply interested in possessing more and more material things, either in the shape of scientific knowledge or monetary gain, are all included under the control of Atyahara. Karmis labor to accumulate more and more money for future generations only because they do not know their future position. Interested only in getting more and more money for their sons and grandsons, such foolish persons do not even know what their position is going to be in the next life. There are many incidents that illustrate this point. Once a great Karmi accumulated a vast fortune for his sons and grandsons, but later, according to his karma, he took his birth in a cobbler's house located near the building which is in his previous life he had constructed for his children. It so happened that when this very cobbler came to his former house, his former sons and grandsons beat him with shoes. Unless the karmis and jnanis become interested in Krishna consciousness, they will simply continue to waste their life in fruitive activities. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, like the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's the Anavritti commentary. So what he's saying that even like the people in the Varika, when we are reading Bhagavatam, when we are reading Srila Prabhupada books, and like our intention is to not to advance in spirituality, or our intention is not that if I have to follow the instruction of Prabhupada, our intention is not that like by reading the books I can advance in a spirituality, I can please Prabhupada, I can serve Prabhupada. But our intention is that like by reading these books I will gather a lot of knowledge and I will become the scholar. So this is the wrong intention, and it is also come under this atyahara. So like this mental speculation or dry philosophers, they fall in a atyahara category because they simply want to acquire the knowledge. Okay, so like while reading books, we have to pray to Prabhupada. By reading your books, I am serving you. Please give me strength so that I am able to follow your instructions and I am able to serve you. And like I can please bless me so that I can advance in a spirituality. So this is our real intentions. Real intention is not to simply gather the knowledge and boast yourself as a scholar. No, this is very wrong intention. And when you get a lot of knowledge now, you develop proud. Oh, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have this certificate, that certificate. But this is not a spirituality. It means when you get the proud now, then like you fall from the position of a devotee, so you never get a pride for anything. So like what Prabhupada is saying, the who is not desire for Krishna consciousness, who are simply interested in possessing more and more material things, and in either in a shape of a scientific knowledge or monetary gain, is included under the under the control of atyahara. So yes, atyahara means we want more and more, and like also the overeating na, like we want more and more, like even the more than necessary. Okay, so when we don't have the desire and we simply try to get the more and more comfort, then it also comes under the atyahara. And even it is not simply wealth, but it is also the knowledge. Okay, okay, you have the knowledge, like you have gained the knowledge by Krishna's mercy, so you have to engage the knowledge in Krishna's service. Okay, you don't have to become a proud. Then yes, karmis, they want to accumulate more and more for their future generation. And like we see the examples in the shastras, they accumulate more and more money and they are too much attached to their children and their wealth. They again come take a birth as a bullock, or they take a birth as a snake, or they take a birth as a dog. Like even here example is given, they become a cobbler, and even like he has accumulated all of his wealth and he simply come take a birth because of his attachment. Then his sons and his daughters, no one understand him, like they simply beat him and they simply try to kill him. So then the last sentence Prabhupada is saying that unless the karmis and jnanis become interested in Krishna consciousness, they will simply continue to waste their life in a fruitless activities. So yes, the human life is for developing Krishna consciousness, and when you simply advance in the material comforts, then you are wasting your life. Okay, they you should have this comforts, but at the same time you should practice the Krishna consciousness. Okay, so yes, from tomorrow we will learn about the niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means, okay, we are simply chanting, doing the mechanical things, but we don't give our heart to Krishna, or we are we are acting whimsically. So we will tomorrow we will focus on that. Okay, so Hare Krishna everyone. So
Hare
you
Krishna
have to take
Mataji.
out, you have to take out some point from that, like are you doing the atyahara, you are over endeavoring for something, for your examination, or for for your job, or you are working the two jobs. Then at this time you have to think now what Prabhupada is saying, like when there is no Krishna in your life, when you whatever job you are doing, when you are not able to find time for Krishna, then it's useless now, because the analogy we give that you are enter in a college, so but you are simply engage yourself in drinking, smoking, or like having a lot of entertainment or having a lot of comfort, but like you forgot to study, then like at the end of like college, you are the failure. So similarly, when you get the human life, you simply distract yourself by a lot of entertainment or by a lot of wealth, or like by getting a lot of material comforts, but and like you are not practicing. What is your real job is to develop Krishna consciousness, to advance in the spirituality. When you are not doing your main job, then like at the end, like we are the failures. So it's a better like to manage all of these things, that we can remember the tripod of our life, like a bhakti, then our work, and then our family, or taking care of our body. Okay, so we can like you can take out the time. Okay, are we doing the prajalpa? Am I like watching a lot of reels? Am I reading the mundane things or like mundane books? Or even like Jaina Sangha, I am too much associating with the material minded peoples, and I also started like am I also started developing a lot of material desires? So we have to think on that. Okay, and like yes, whatever by Krishna's mercy, whatever wealth we are getting, whatever we are earning, we should engage in Krishna service. So Hare Krishna everyone, happy Krishna conscious day. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
So
Thank you,
we don't
Mataji.
have to
Hare Krishna
waste our
Mataji,
time
Dhanyavad
on
Mataji.
unnecessary things. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Mataji. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji.